Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ango Show live. Today is March 25th, 2024. Hopefully you guys are all having a wonderful night. Man, oh man, WWE Raw just got off the air. We got to talk about it. Pure reactions. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you know, lately I haven't been doing too many live tweeting, but tonight it was just really, really freaking good. Tonight's episode of Raw was a lot better than I could have imagined, especially when you look at what they were advertising prior. But really, a very good beginning, middle, and end, which seems to be a new trend on WWE Raw. Because one of the big issues before with WWE Raw, 3-hour show, and then, you know, the first hour is really, really good. The second hour is like, okay, and then the third hour falls apart or whatever. But lately, this is not a concern anymore. WWE is just fascinating as hell. When it comes to the storytelling. I'm just being honest with you guys. They are definitely cooking. So we're going to talk about it. I appreciate you guys coming through tonight. As always, if you guys want to support the show, first and foremost, if you're not subscribed, that definitely helps. I'm also live on X. So if you guys aren't following me on X at AngoPW, that helps too. You could drop a super chat or become a member. If you drop a super chat or become a member, I automatically read your shout outs, your questions, whatever it may be. But enough of the shout outs, guys. Let's talk about WWE Raw. Again, thank you for spending your time with me tonight. I definitely appreciate it. Yeah, dude, I'm getting to the point where WWE is just consistently on fire. I mean, I just got to call it exactly what it is. They are definitely cooking. It looks like the heel turn for The Rock has actually been something I probably would have never imagined to be this good. You know, maybe I'm going to regret saying this, but if Cody didn't walk out with the belt at Mania, I think as long as it eventually led to him winning the belt, I think if they keep cooking television like this, I honestly feel like I'd be okay with it. That might come back to haunt me, but I definitely feel like that was one of those one of the best ways to end the show. Definitely. Sam Piboon dropping a $4.99 super chat. Will Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins attack Roman Reigns next week or this Friday SmackDown? So I'm so glad this actually got brought up because I was thinking about this. Cody did obviously not fight back tonight, you know? So for those who missed it, main event match, Jey Uso versus Nakamura. Jey Uso wins, but then the Bloodline get involved. Roman Reigns is not there, which I like the separation between Rock and Roman, by the way. I really love it. And then, of course, the baby faces, the WWE Avengers come together and they want to fight up against the Bloodline. They go backstage, and sure enough, the camera shows Cody backstage getting attacked by The Rock. I mean, it leads to this fucking incredible thing. He's outside in the rain getting his ass beat. It's raining. He's bleeding. I mean, literally just pure cinema. And then the only thing I could notice is that Cody Rhodes is not fighting back, right? In my personal opinion, I think it will be so more advantageous for Cody Rhodes and Seth to fight back and attack Roman. Not The Rock, but I think they need to attack Roman. Roman and The Rock, I think there's some layers to that story that we obviously don't know just yet, right? They're going to tell us that story at some point. But in my personal opinion, when I see Seth Rollins and Cody and Solo Sikoa and Jimmy and Jay, and I see all these guys in the mix, The Rock is there, not Roman. Why isn't Roman there? They're keeping it separate for a reason. And so Roman Reigns is now going to get his ass beat, in my opinion, because of The Rock's actions. I don't know. There's just something really special about this. Sam, I think we're definitely going to see something. If you guys aren't excited for this upcoming WrestleMania, I don't know what to tell you. I genuinely don't know what to tell you. I also want to point out it was actually really dope. Drew McIntyre also came out to join the ringside chaos and attack Seth Rollins. He had a future shock DDT. So that's the reason why Seth Rollins wasn't able to come to Cody Rhodes' aid outside when it was raining. So I just like that little element in there. It's to not make you forget about Drew McIntyre attacking Seth. And I absolutely love that they continue to tell that story as well. A lot of stories are crossing paths with one another. And most interestingly, like I said a few moments ago, it is very clear that Roman not being there's a reason for that. And that is something to definitely pay attention to. Sam, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Andre Benson dropping a $2 super chat. Rock made Cody his bitch, literally. You spelled literally wrong, but it's okay, buddy. I know exactly what you're saying. And I agree. He made Cody his bitch, but that is the best part about the story. I think that to me is the cool thing about this, is that Cody and the Avengers, we go back to the one word that I talked about a lot before, which was adversity. And Cody Rhodes needed to face adversity. If you guys thought Brock Lesnar and Shinsuke Nakamura was adversity, motherfucker, look at the adversity he is facing right now. I really do think Cody's finishing the story, man. This is literally how you tell stories, man. You get people invested. You want to know how WWE Raw was able to have over 15,000 in attendance tonight? You have 15,000 in attendance tonight by doing shows like this. Everything that was on the screen tonight delivered. It is so fucking fascinating to see this, because there's another super chat to kind of tie into this. Real Take Wrestling. Ulmer says, why am I more excited about Rock versus Cody than Roman versus Cody? Guys, that's the beauty of this. Do you guys not see how many incredible feuds are bound to happen after WrestleMania? Literally foaming out of the mouth to even just grasp the ideas that are potentially on the table. Drew versus Punk, right? Punk versus Rollins. Punk versus Roman. Those were all teased on tonight's episode. Then you have Cody and Rock and Roman and Cody and Rock and Roman and the Bloodline heel versus the Bloodline babyface. There is literally tons and tons and tons of stories that are coming after WrestleMania. This WrestleMania is not going to end every story. We are going to see something so magnificent on a whole different level. And I swear to God, I cannot believe I'm actually saying this, but it's like, I said this earlier on the stream, man. There is something really strange about this idea that I would have never, ever admitted, because you guys saw me on stream a few months ago before the Royal Rumble. Before the Royal Rumble, I was on the stream literally saying, yeah, I just don't know how they could prolong the Bloodline thing. Like, it has to end at WrestleMania 40. It has to, right? Wow, I cannot believe what they are cooking up here. It's weird to me. I was not expecting that. And I think one thing that's been really awesome is that for a very long time, guys, if I'm being so honest with you, I didn't expect, like, WWE's been cooking in the past year and a half, but like, this is not just cooking, bro. This is like really good storytelling. Omer, thank you for the super chat. Andre, thank you for the super chat. Sam, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. There are a couple other super chats that have come in. I will get to those momentarily. But yeah, I mean, look, if you guys haven't clicked like, I understand not everybody could drop a super chat. That's totally cool. You're not forced to drop a super chat. If you do drop a super chat, it all goes back into the channel anyways. But the number one way to support the channel is by clicking like. So if you guys could click like and click subscribe, that would mean the world to me. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm reading the chat. I see a lot of you guys are talking about Goldust. Is there a possibility that WWE could bring Goldust in? I mean, at this point, it's become so personal. I feel like it has to. Like, you have to get Goldust in there. Dustin Rhodes, Goldust. Oh my God. Dude, like I said, there is something so crazy about this. There are so many things they can do. So many things. And I said this the other day. I said, Cody's going to need some help, bro. Woo, woo, woo. You know it. Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona. You want to make his return a big deal in the WWE? Have him come back and help Cody. This is about to be insanity. Absolutely insanity. I didn't even think, like, when Cody was bleeding, bro, that shit was, it's a whole different WWE today. It's a whole different WWE. I didn't want to believe that was the case. More blood, more swearing. I mean, we're going to talk about the CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins segment too. Like, that was pretty insane. It's like a whole different WWE. The camera angles, the presentation, the commentary. These fucking guys out here are swearing every left and right. they're saying things, they're going off script. It almost looks like it's just like the least scripted WWE has ever been, And I think people are saying Attitude Era. This shit's better than the Attitude Era. If you look at storytelling and booking, the Attitude Era really wasn't that great. I'm gonna be honest with you. There was a lot of bullshit in the Attitude Era. We enjoy it because back, it's the nostalgia of it. But I think right now this is the best version of WWE we have ever seen. And if you watch my reviews on SmackDown and Raw, I firmly believe that. I challenge any content creator, any journalist. I challenge anybody out there who has a platform like I do. You want to debate it? I welcome you to the show. I'm very happy to debate that. I seen today. It was funny on Twitter. I was, or X, I should say, I seen Wrestle Talk put out a tweet, and I don't know, it was funny to me. They said, despite Sami Zayn challenging Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania in less than 2 weeks, Bronson Reed just beat Sami on Raw. Nothing wrong with what Wrestle Talk is talking about. I mean, they're not putting an opinion on this, but a lot of people have responded to that being like, oh, well, fuck the WWE. They're burying Sami Zayn. And I'm just like, yeah, that's like, I know if you watch the show, the story is literally Sami Zayn is not focused on Gunther like he should be, which is why Chad Gable plays such a influential role in the storyline. The storyline is that Chad Gable literally is not or Sami Zayn is not focused at all. And obviously he's going to lose to Bronson Reed. It's dope, bro. It's fire. Like these little things actually matter. And I don't know if wrestling fans truly understand what they're watching sometimes. And that's cool. 100%. I promise you, I'll debate any single person. Actually, better yet, we can go back. I have a couple fantastic things that I remember. A lot of content creators and Twitter users. It's actually really funny. You'll see people on social media they change their opinions for the Twitter blue thing. They're trying to maximize their money. The Elon pennies, and I seen one account that was like, "Oh, WWE, this is not logical. This is not logical. This part of the story is not logical, or this is not logical." I think that's funny when people say it's not logical, because I can tell you right now a million reasons why everything that's happening on TV is logical. You got to watch the product to understand the product. But the thing is, we live in a world where I think a lot of wrestling, and I've said this before, but I think a lot of wrestling is a lot of wrestling talk on social media. 99% of it is disingenuous. I think a lot of people put out opinions and takes for the sake of getting the most amount of engagement. Not really worth it. I think engagement farming on Twitter, I've done it. Trust me, I've mentioned this before. I've definitely engagement farmed on Twitter. I thought it was fucking hilarious when I would do it, because you would just anger people. Not really anger people, but like you trigger people, and it's funny to see people's reactions when they fucking get so mad at you. But I think it was really funny to me that I would see so many people engagement farming on social media as someone who did it. And I think it's really funny seeing people do it now. And I'm just like, bro, you barely get paid. Like Elon Musk ain't paying you shit. He ain't paying you shit to fake your opinion. See, I never faked my opinions. My opinions were always real. But I just see a lot of people on social media. They're like, oh, this is not logical. Like the thing with Sami Zayn losing is not, like, people are saying that's not logical. I'm like, yeah, that's cap. Cap as fuck. Logical in what sense? Logical in booking or logical in story? I think there's a difference between those two things. WWE from top to bottom has been 100% logical in almost every decision for something happening on TV. Challenge me. Tell me what is not logical. I will point you to the exact moment on TV where WWE explained why something is happening. Why something is happening. That's how I look at it. I'm telling you guys, I used to fucking watch this show and bury it every single time something would happen. And it's like, why was this happening? You got fucking the coolest shit happening on TV right now. Oh, Dustin Rhodes is tweeting, you son of a bitch. Dustin Rhodes might be getting involved in this. Okay. I think it's funny. I find it tremendously funny that people are saying things are not logical in story or logical in this or that, whatever. That's not true. Tell me what it is that's not logical. I'm looking at the chat. Tell me what it is that doesn't make sense, and I'll show you. I'll show you how it does. I'm not here to defend WWE. I streamed and talk about this every single day, and I would literally tell you guys, For example, like a lot of people don't realize, like Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch needed something desperate to make this more exciting. Because you win a Rumble, you win a Chamber, you get a championship match. That's the fucking story. There's not really that many layers to it. Then tonight you get Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch, and it gets personal. Now it just took this feud from, hey, I just won a Chamber, right? Oh, I just won the Chamber. I'm choosing Rhea Ripley. Oh, I'm going to compete against Rhea Ripley. I won the Chamber match. That's the story, right? That's so fucking basic. A second grader could understand that. But now for the people that are watching this and they're like, okay, where's the excitement come in? You got Rhea Ripley bringing up Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch's kid. Becky Lynch is talking about her dad never being able to meet her child. Now it gets personal. Now they're in front of each other face to face. And then what is Becky doing? Becky knocks the fuck out of Dom Mysterio. That's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. I said this. I'm like, it's a cool, but it needed more. WWE's doing more. Layers and layers and layers. Layers and layers and layers. Andre Benson dropping $5. He says, question, do you think when WWE goes to Netflix, will they stop bleeping out the crowd and go away from PG? It felt like Punk was holding back too. Okay, let's talk about Punk and Drew McIntyre. This is the perfect way to segue into it, right? There's a lot to discuss tonight. We're going to be all over the place. We're jumping from topic to topic to topic to topic. That's how we do these post shows. Fucking super exciting. I told myself I would try to stop swearing more on these streams. I have the censor, but I never use the I never use it because at the end of the day, the passion speaks volume. And lately for WWE and AEW, I just be dropping F-bombs out of excitement. But I think WWE going to Netflix will be a fantastic thing, bro. It's going to be so cool to watch that happen. And truth be told, WWE, going on Netflix, I don't know if we could expect it being TV 14 or whatever. I don't know. It's funny to me watching WWE swear and getting bleeped out. I actually get annoyed by it. And I understand there's, FCC regulations or whatever it is. They got regulations. The government won't let them swear on TV, whatever. Netflix, it's completely different. At the end of the day, WWE is a publicly traded company. If WWE Raw is PG-14, I swear I need USA to make SmackDown PG-14 or TV-14. They both have to be. Raw cannot be on Netflix where they're swearing and dropping F-bombs. And, well, I don't know about F-bombs, but, they can say whatever the fuck they want because it is Netflix. But, literally, if you think about it, even on Netflix, you could technically have, like, nudity and blood and, like, there's a lot of fucking horror movies on there. Like, there's crazy shit on Netflix. So, I don't know how far they go. Obviously, WWE is a publicly traded company as part of TKO. In my opinion, Raw has to be 3 hours of TV 14. Then SmackDown at the minimum has to be 2 hours of TV 14. If USA and Netflix could both have those standards in place, 1,000%, I think WWE will be absolutely massive. Now, when you see the Drew McIntyre and CM Punk promo tonight, they're shooting hard. And it's cool because Seth Rollins comes out, and I wish I could literally tell you guys word for word exactly how this whole thing went down, but it's so difficult to recite some of the stuff. But Punk and Drew McIntyre were spitting. And I'm talking Drew McIntyre is talking about being the chosen one, and CM Punk is literally telling them, oh, well, who told you? Who said you were the chosen one? Say the name. This is crazy, bro. CM Punk is literally trying to force him to say Vince McMahon's name. That's crazy. He's trying to get Drew McIntyre to say Vince McMahon's name. Just think about that for a second. That don't even seem like it. It seems unscripted, but also at the same time too, it's like these guys ain't they're going off. They're shooting hard off the hip. They're just literally doing that in such a fantastic way. And it's amazing to me to see that WWE has this promo. Oh, CM Punk brings up The Rock. Oh, arms too short to box with God. Dude, he was literally talking about performing. I don't even want to talk about it on here because I don't know your guys' ages. Maybe it went over your head, but he had the line about his mouth and AJ Lee. Dude, it was so funny. Just out of respect for my audience, I don't know how old you guys are, so I'm going to just leave it at that. But I feel like that was one of the really cool moments about it is that they were really going off. So, yeah, it actually felt like Punk was holding off or holding back, I should say, but they were just going off back and forth. You guys saying a lot of crazy shit. And, I feel like a lot of people need to understand, like, it's wrestling. It doesn't need to be scripted all the time. Now, there are certain people in WWE, by the way, who you allow to go off script or to be less scripted. You have to. There's certain people who are good at carrying promos. Drew McIntyre was on fire on the mic. Seth Rollins comes out, he's on fire on the mic. And then you have CM Punk, who's on the mic and he's on fire. I trust those guys a lot more than somebody else who might have just come from the Performance Center relatively new. You got to be careful with who you give this power to, but it is so clear by watching this episode of Raw, WWE is letting Rock and Cody pump. They're just like, hey, say whatever the fuck you want. Get it out of your chest. Say it with your chest. You know what I'm saying? There are certain people who are a lot more believable and a lot more convincing with their promos than other people. And I don't look at that as a punishment. I look at that as, hey, if you want that ability, get really good at talking on the mic. There's a certain level of trust that you can give certain people. Punk, Rhea Ripley, and Becky, bro. Like, you guys notice, like, when Becky and Rhea were on the mic, like, it was the same thing. It was like it's the passion. It feels real life. It feels less scripted. It feels like you're kind of breaking that wall down. I love that, man. I love it. I think WWE going to Netflix is going to be so huge. January 1st, 2025, guys. I will tell you right now firsthand, I wasn't going to say this, but I think deep down inside what's going to start happening, and there's got to be a schedule with it, because one of the big things I really want to start doing, there's over 1,000 people watching right now between all of the platforms that I'm currently live on right now. I love live streaming. If you guys want, I want to, and I will do my damnest to make these live streams greater and funner. Whatever you guys throw my way in terms of whatever recommendations you guys have that I can make streams more fun, whatever I can do, that's amazing. I will seriously take it and learn from it, because I want to start doing watch-alongs. I want to start doing more live streams than just reviews and prediction shows, post shows. You know what I mean? Like, I really enjoyed this. And when WWE's on Netflix, hopefully by that time, I'm already doing 3-hour watch-alongs live on YouTube. So that would be really cool. Maybe we all do a watch-along. If you have a camera, a webcam or something, we could all sit on camera and talk. I don't know. Like, I'm looking at ideas. So if you guys aren't in Discord, let me know, or message me your ideas on Twitter. Like, I want to bring you guys all together. We all fucking love this shit anyways. Might as well watch it together, talk about it in real time. And, I want to do more of it. And I know for a fact, by the time Raw's on Netflix, it's going to happen. For sure, I will be doing it. Andre, thank you. I know that was kind of a long answer, but thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you, dude. We did get another super chat. Jana becoming a actually, I mean, honestly, Cameron, I saw Cameron super chat too. I'll get to that in a moment. Sorry, they were coming in. Jana, Cameron, Andre, I mean, all of you guys are pretty much regulars. Sam, I appreciate the living shit out of all of you guys. Jana dropping a $9.99. They've set up so many Post-Mania feuds already. Punk versus Drew, Liv versus Rhea, Cody versus Rock, Rock versus Roman, Gable versus Gunther. You can tell they're really putting effort into the storylines. And it's fascinating to see. I mean, we're literally talking about this earlier, right? Like, we've gotten to the point where we're watching this stuff and a lot of people are so reactionary, and we got to stop this. You know what I mean? We got to stop this. And, ultimately at the end of the day, the way I'm looking at this, it is creating a safety blanket for me to get excited for the future, because there is so many little layers and so many different things that they've done, where I have gotten to the point at this stage of the game where now I'm like, okay, for example, I know this sounds crazy, but Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. Yeah, it wasn't given too much time tonight. I can fully admit that. Maybe it was like, 3-minute match, with Ivy Nile and Candice LeRae. Candice wins. She's turning heel. Indy Hartwell's confused about it. It's cool because they're not, they're trying to get Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell over. How will the crowd react? Guys, you got to put them on TV. You got to put them on TV. So the way that you put them on TV, I mean, it's very simple. You do things like this, backstage segments, little matches, these little layers each week. Now, Post-Mania, yeah, I want to see what they do with Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. You know what WWE has an issue with right now on Raw? This is not an issue on SmackDown, but it's an issue on Raw. Let's talk about it. Let's be upfront about it. These feuds that Jana just mentioned are incredible, right? Punk, Drew, Liv, Rhea, Cody, Rock, Roman, Gable, Gunther. These are all fantastic, phenomenal. There's 100 more that we could talk about too. These aren't all of them. But when you look at WWE Raw and the women's division, you need a little bit more star power there. That's very difficult. You got Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch, and Nia Jax are like your three most notable names on there. Then you have this crop of talent. It's the Xia Lees, the Ivy Niles, Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell, Tegan Knox, Natalia. Like there's a whole bunch of women there, but nobody really necessarily ready to take that spot as World Women's Champion. So you want to start producing those types of people, you got to do that slowly. You do it slowly, my friends. I'm not saying Candice LeRae is going to be the World Women's Champion, but what I'm saying is Post-Mania, there is something to get excited about because we are slowly watching this develop week after week after week after week after week after week. Continuity is the biggest word I talk about on this channel. We could talk about logic. We could talk about good wrestling matches, characters. People talk about, oh, what's the story, right? What I like to talk about is continuity. How the fuck are you going to put something on TV this week and then not follow up with it next week? How? Well, that's no longer an issue. It shouldn't even be discussed at this point. The way WWE has handled that criticism, that issue that WWE has long had, we never, ever have to worry about that again because WWE doesn't have that issue. Now, there's a perfect example of this, and we'll move on to the next few super chats. But also, there's a segment, right? A couple segments. Maybe you guys didn't see it tonight. Not a big deal if you didn't. I'll recap. Chad Gable and Sami Zayn are talking. Guess who's in the background talking? Andrade and Dominic Mysterio. What the hell are they cooking? I don't know. Every week, there's something there. Tonight, we got continuity with it. We got the continuity. There was another moment on WWE Raw. There was a backstage segment, and for some reason, Paul Heyman and Drew McIntyre were talking with each other. Why? Who did it? Who? Why? How? And these things are happening in the background of segments. These, my friends, are called elements, foreshadowed elements. And the reason why it's such a big deal is because when you're looking at Post-Mania, the WWE is already putting stuff in front of your TV right now, letting you know what to get excited about. And that is how you build suspense. That is how you build it all. But you can't build anything without continuity. So I appreciate that. Jana, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate your loyalty to the channel. Truly appreciated. Thank you. Cameron Johnson dropping a $2 super chat. Yo, this was great storytelling tonight. 1,000%. You guys are actually bringing it up and to my attention, by the way. That Best Raw was trending on Twitter. I did look on Twitter or X or whatever, and I can confirm that Best WWE Raw is trending. So, I mean, I look at that. Look at that. This is, I mean, was it the best Raw of the decade? I don't know. Let's do a poll on the channel. I think we could do that. I think we could do a poll on the channel. See what you guys are thinking. Let's just see what did you think of WWE Raw tonight? And let's see what people say. Best episode in 10 years? Loved it or hated it? Those are the three options. I'm going to put that poll up there. I want to see what people say. But yeah, just really cool. Really, really cool storytelling. A lot of things happening there. I appreciate it. I love it. Cameron, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate you. Zachary extending his membership for 7 months. What a streak of shows. The Drew Punk promo was cinema. WWE really have created magic. I've learned to let shit play out. WWE hasn't fumbled the bag. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. It's you know, the thing is, like, and I don't know, obviously, like, the Drew McIntyre thing has been super impressive. Obviously, I've talked about that every week, but sometimes I get worried for Cody and Roman. Like, The Rock has come in and he's kind of been outshining everybody, you know? But I see this happening on TV, and I can't help but think, let it play out. It's leading to really good television. Let it play out. And then you got to wonder, like, The Rock is obviously a great heel. I think if WWE puts the belt on Cody, right, there is going to be a significant, that reaction will be truly remarkable. I don't think, I mean, like, I would genuinely love to be there. A lot of people know I'm like one of the biggest Cody Rhodes fans. And the reason for that is because I genuinely enjoy Cody's work. I loved his work outside of WWE. I loved when he went to TNA and ROH and New Japan and AEW. And then now I see him in WWE being the star that he is. And, you know, I can't help but wonder what that reaction would be like in Philadelphia. And I want to be there. I do. WWE hasn't fumbled the bag. You know, if they listen, did they have the intention of actually having Cody and Seth versus Rock and Roman? I swear, I don't know. I don't know if that was their original plan, you know? But I could tell you guys for certain right now that there is not one other thing they could have produced better than this. That's how it is good. That's how good it is. But I want to be there, man. I really want to be in Philly. And it's tough because, you know, we do such a big week for WrestleMania that, like, me actually being there kind of hurts. But also at the same time too, like I said, 2024, 2025, it's we're going to change. We're going to start traveling a lot more for this stuff. Well, we're going to take the Angle show on the road. I don't know how or when or what, but we'll figure it out. And I hope we get to that point because it's time, man. It's time. I want to start traveling more often. You know, we live a beautiful life. We're all alive and healthy, and you know, life is short. I want to go see what the world has to offer. And by watching wrestling, you know, wrestling's a global thing. So I want to go everywhere. I want to go to Philly. I was talking about this in my video. I want to go to Minnesota. I want to go everywhere. I want to go to France. I want to do all that stuff, man. So, yeah, super excited about that. Zachary, thanks for being a member for 7 months. Appreciate you, my brother. Guys, Dwayne Atkinson, $4.99 super chat. I think Austin Truth will win tag titles and lose them on Raw after Mania. You know, I think this is a funny thing. I swear it's going to kill me that I can't remember who tweeted it out. Maybe it was Joey Carney. He tweeted it out, I think. But it was like, oh, like, R-Truth should grab one title and not the other. And that's how you split the tag titles. And I think that is such a fire idea. You know, if you really, really want, what you could do is have R-Truth grab the Raw tag titles, and then Johnny Gargano or DIY, you know, Tommaso Ciampa could grab the Raw tag titles or the SmackDown ones, and then they're forced to move to SmackDown. And R-Truth, because R-Truth should have grabbed both titles, right? Like, that could be really funny. That could be really, really funny. I think that would be really funny. It falls in line with the R-Truth thing, and then you obviously want to split the tag titles, right? I don't think Judgment Day will retain. I think that's why there's going to be the... Yeah, I literally had a brain fart, but I think I think the beauty of splitting the tag titles, it's something that we need, and this does it in a way where Judgment Day are protected. I also think when Judgment Day drops their belts, clearly Dominic Mysterio is distracted. I mean, we're going to see their downfall. They've been telling you the breakup is happening. You just, you know, it just hasn't been done just yet, right? So keep that in mind. Dwayne Atkinson, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Justin Kennington dropping a $5 super chat. I feel like this Mania has a chance to be the greatest of all time. Yeah, 100%. WWE also announced tonight that Meek Mill will be there. Meek Mill, famous rapper. He'll be involved for WrestleMania 40. I mean, look, this is going to be a star-studded event. I think that's pretty obvious. They're going to have the celebrities there. My big concern or my big question at this stage is how are they going to produce WrestleMania? Because Lee Fitting, the guy that worked at ESPN, that is now in WWE, he's absolutely killing it in his role as the new producer, director, or whatever. They have some massive potential here to do something crazy for WrestleMania. I don't know. I don't know how they go about it, but I want to see how it's produced. I want to see the stage. I want to see what they do. I mean, truth be told, dude, I'm so geeked for WrestleMania. I can't wait to see what it looks like. And, honest to God, man, I'm just being so honest. Like, this is, last year WrestleMania was so awesome, right? But night one was clearly better than night two. Vince McMahon had to fuck everything up. The way I look at it is this is Triple H's chance to fix that. Night one and night two could be a massive thing. Not just one night, but 2 nights. The greatest thing this company ever did was get away from Vince. Now all they need to do is get rid of anybody else that was associated with him on a level of the allegations and stuff, because that guy was just terrible. Insane to me. And I think WrestleMania night 2 was a lot worse. I mean, it was good. It was great in my opinion, but night 2 was worse than night 1 in my opinion. And I think what's going to happen with night 1 and night 2, people are going to be so fucking blown away by night 1 that they're like, holy shit. And then night 2 is going to be absolutely insane. I don't know. I hope WrestleMania is good. I think it will be. Justin, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate you. Definitely appreciate it. We got another super chat. This is Juan's 3rd super chat ever on the channel. Juan Casanova Cruz, $5 super chat. I've been out of the game for a long time, and the storylines are making me watch wrestling again. I hope they don't blow it up this time. Yeah, that's the main concern, right? That's really the main concern. Like, this is actually starting to bring people back into it. I'm excited about that. I think that's a cool thing that people are starting to find this interesting. It's like, I think wrestling is about to hit mainstream again. I mean, it's been relatively mainstream, but I think it's going to hit mainstream again to a certain level where people will truly enjoy wrestling from like all facets of life. Like, I think you see celebrities involved, and then you see a clip on Twitter where a celebrity talks about wrestling. They're like, "Oh, we didn't really know you like wrestling." And they're like, they're kind of like in the closet with it. They kind of like, they don't talk about it. I think we're going to get to the point where celebrities are going to be wearing wrestling shirts again. Kardashians will be tweeting about it. I don't know. But I do think we're going to get to the point where wrestling becomes truly mainstream again. I do think The Rock being involved right now has put a lot of, I see Barstool tweeting about it, or a whole bunch of pages on Twitter that they're not wrestling related pages, and they're all posting about it. And for me personally, that's why WrestleMania this year is so important, because it's not just, you're going into the Netflix deal. Like, imagine somebody's just chilling on Netflix and they're like, "Oh, WWE Raw is on here." If somebody's doing that, if they're watching Raw and they never watch wrestling, but it's on Netflix, if WWE is as good as it is right now on Netflix, like, you're going to keep getting more fans. It's going to be a really nice thing to see, but there's always a chance that they could fuck it up. So hopefully they don't fuck it up, right? We don't want AEW and WWE to fuck up. We want these companies to be good, because look at how more excited our energy is when we talk about wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at people tweeting. Like, the fact that people are literally tweeting about how fantastic Raw is, it's good to see that. But when you have mainstream people talking about it, it's like cool and acceptable. That's how I like to look at it. I think it's a good thing. Juan, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Listen, I hope they don't blow it up either, man. Burning One AC, $2 from New Zealand. Cena plus Austin after that shot at the end. Sorry, brother, but I think what we're about to witness will be far greater than anything we have ever seen before. There's never been a storyline of this magnitude. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. There will be nothing that we have ever seen on WWE television better than ever. We've what am I saying? Nothing that we have seen before will ever be as good as it is at WrestleMania 40. I like that's how good, confident. Fuck, I can't talk. I need water. I just have a lot of confidence that WrestleMania 40 will deliver. I really do. I mean, look at Austin Theory last year. He beat Cena. Nothing really came from it. And people are going to be like, oh, this is how funny the wrestling industry is. Oh, Theory beat Cena. He's not the next big thing. Well, fuck Theory or this and that about Theory. And I'm just like, bro, there's so much other good shit happening on TV. And Theory has something cool going on with Grayson Waller. Just let it be. Stop going crazy, overly crazy about the stuff. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Burning One AC also says there's no way they don't have Cena and Austin at the biggest Mania of all time. Oh, they'll be there. I'm sure. 100%. I think they'll be there. Thank you, Burning One. Appreciate you. Robin Plays Games, $2 super chat. Welcome back, Robin. He says, I've returned. How are we doing? Robin's kind of been missing our live streams lately. So, unfortunately for Robin, we are going to have to yell at him. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. Robin is OG viewer. Might be one of my longest viewers in the stream, honestly. That is a possibility. Who knows? I do apologize because I am not reading the chat on X, but we do have several hundred viewers on there as well. So, yeah, I do apologize. I can't read that chat. I don't know how to explain it, but that's a feature within X. So as Twitter, X, whatever, as they work on their whole platform, we'll try to integrate their tweets and stuff, or however their chat or whatever it is. But yeah, Robin, appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. Dean Swans dropping a $2 super chat. Dom eating that right off Becky was amazing, bro. If somebody tells you wrestling is fake, just show them that. Like I maybe you know what? Hold on. Dom Mysterio. I want to see if somebody posts just the image of it in slow motion. Now, of course, I won't be able to find a picture because I can't post the video for copyright because fucking WWE is gonna copyright strike my ass for no reason, bro. But if I can find an image, guys, I can't find it and I can't post the clip. But if you look at it slow-mo, that shit was nasty. Becky hit him hard. She smoked the fuck out of Dom. Dom got his ass handed to him. That shit, like I said, that storyline, again, it goes back to what I said earlier in the stream, right? You have this whole thing where like Becky wins the chamber, she's going to WrestleMania, and there's not really that many layers to the story. Tonight's segment, just like turn it up to the next level. You get personal. Becky's beating the fuck out of Dom. She's fighting Rhea. The personal shots, the family stuff, the personal things that, just like wrestling, just when it doesn't feel scripted, when it doesn't seem forced, when it seems more organic and authentic, I think it's better. And so Dom eating that right off of Becky that shit was crazy, man. That was cool. In my opinion, that was one of my, like, on an episode where there was so much good stuff, that was one of my moments where I was like, okay, that's just fire. Like, it just got me even more geeked. It's, for me, I've been pretty clear with like my feelings about Becky Lynch. She's accomplished so much. She's done so much stuff. She's been at the top, and it's like, I want to see WWE push more people. That's why when I see Bianca Belair, or when I see Bianca Belair or now Jade Cargill, or, when I see newer talent or, Io Sky becoming champion, like I get excited about that because sometimes it's easy for us to see, certain names constantly on TV. Like I like to keep things fresh. And Becky tonight just kind of, again, just got me bought back in. You know what I mean? Just got me back hardcore into that specific feud. In that feud specifically, like it just got me bought back. Like, hey, I like what Becky's doing here. I'm gonna keep watching that shit. Becky and Rhea Ripley, by the way, think of this. Vince McMahon ain't writing this shit, so we know if this was a Vince McMahon WrestleMania, Vince McMahon could have Rhea Ripley and Becky main event, right? We could look at Vince having the main event, and Vince would have done it purely based off of the fact that like it's PR, women main eventing, that type of thing. Now with Triple H and the Triple H era, you have Bayley and Io Sky, these two who can main event because the storyline is strong. Rhea Ripley and Becky couldn't main event because they're two of the biggest names in the women's division. Also, the storyline is getting stronger as weeks go by. Not only that, but then you have stuff with like Bianca and Jade and Charlotte and all these other names. Like, how do you not get excited about the potential? Like WrestleMania 41, when you don't have The Rock tag teaming, there's going to be some fucking really cool main events that could potentially go down. So keep that in mind. Appreciate you, Dean, for the super chat. Thank you. David Honchel, member for 1 month. WWE has been on fire lately with the storytelling. That seems to be the common trend that we're talking about here, guys. It comes down to the storytelling, and I think that's a good thing. Like, I think it's, the number one thing that we're talking about on my channel is stories. But it's fascinating when you get an amazing match with Ricochet, which, by the way, they fucking have The Rock. The Rock and Cody do their segment, and fucking really funny, really good promo back and forth, right? And then immediately after they have Ricochet, which is Little Rock versus JD McDonough. And these fucking guys get 2 commercial breaks during their match. That's how good they are. That's how good they are. That match was insane. Then you have Sami Zayn and Bronson Reed wrestling, very good. Jay and Shinsuke was like an all right match, but again, it's the storylines that matter to me. 100%, David, I agree. Rick, dropping a $2 super chat. Thanks for the great live streams, Rick. Thank you for the support. Appreciate you so much. We keep it rolling. I think this is the perfect time to segue and just talk. Let's address some people because it's fun. Vince lives rent-free in your mind. No, but I compare wrestling. I talk about wrestling for a living. It's like literally my job to talk about wrestling. And what's fascinating is if you watch my content from 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 2 years ago, you're going to see how much of my opinion remains the same. And you're going to see how it also changes too. You're going to see how I compare wrestling between WWE and AEW. You know what you're not going to see though? This. Did you cover an advertised Mercedes Moné drawing $800K? Well, my friend, if you could tell me how they even got the number $800,000, we could have that conversation. You know why I don't talk about ratings on this channel? Because not one of you have ever told me how ratings are calculated. So until you could tell me how ratings are calculated, I don't entertain that conversation. You know why? 2 reasons. 1, my pockets are not impacted by a show's ratings. Just so you guys know. Just so you're aware. My pockets are not impacted. My life, I'm going to wake up, go to sleep, and my life will be totally normal. Regardless if AEW pulls $800K. But what I will say, for those who care about ratings or for those who care, ask me when I talk about WWE ratings, when they're up or down. See, that's the thing. Show me the fucking money. That's what I care about. Don't talk to me about ratings, friends. My friends, don't talk to me about ratings if you don't know how they're calculated. The ratings talk is the most absurd thing. It's the most absurd thing. I don't care if Nick Khan, Tony Khan, Jim Khan, Vince Khan, Triple Con. I don't care who it is. Ain't nobody out here gonna tell me about ratings. I don't care if you're a billionaire. I don't care if you're a fan. Nobody seems to tell me how ratings are calculated. Now we're good. We're not removing anybody from the chat. I just thought it was funny because I think someone's in their feelings a little bit tonight. I think someone's a little bit in their feelings. I think they're getting it twisted. Do I report wrestling? I do not. I talk about my opinions on wrestling. Very obvious. Literally, there's a reason why I talk about wrestling. Didn't you say that Mercedes is going to draw? When? When do I talk about people drawing? When do I talk about these things? When do I talk about people drawing? Do you think I give a fuck if Mercedes Moné could draw? No, I give a fuck if I'm watching a TV show and it's good or ass. I care about time. Because unfortunately in this world, I think a lot of fucking people in this world have literally lost their goddamn minds. I think a lot of people in this world have literally gone to the point where they would rather than sit there and waste their fucking life arguing on Twitter about fucking ratings and whether people could draw or not, instead of actually being happy. For what? To win a fucking argument on Twitter or YouTube about fucking wrestling ratings? Way more important than this shit to worry about. That's why you don't see me engage in that type of shit. So, yeah, let's have a little bit of fun, eh? Fucking, that's like some weird ass shit. Never in my life have you seen me care. You know, I care about storytelling and I care about shows being good. I think Mercedes is a fucking great talent. You know what sucks, man? If Mercedes goes to AEW and Mercedes isn't, if AEW isn't blowing up, if AEW isn't growing, if AEW isn't making money, like that sucks, right? Not for me. At the end of the day, I ain't got the money invested in it. But anyways, I thought that was fun. I think that's the thing. I think a lot of you guys should realize that we talk. We're going to communicate on these live streams. That's what makes live streams fun. We're going to have open dialogue. I'm never going to steer away from a comment. I will say, if you ever do choose to talk about things I have said, show me the timestamps, because nobody ever does that either. It's easy to say Ango said this or that or whatever, but nobody ever shows me the timestamps. And I think the concept is this. I think life is too short to care about the fucking dumb shit. So yeah, I think it's fun. I'm quite happy with how great wrestling has been today. I think wrestling has been fantastic. I think AEW and WWE have been really good. I think both companies are good for totally different reasons. And yeah, I think that's what makes it incredibly fun for me. I don't know. I just remember the days where I pretty much realized. I remember the time. I remember the time when I would cover wrestling and people were like, "Oh, you hate AEW," and then we have this conversation often. But oh, you hate AEW, and I was like, "Yeah, you saw the title of the video, and then you thought I hated AEW off that and didn't watch the video." Like, society's cooked, bro. If you can't have the fucking attention span to, that's crazy. That's why I appreciate these live streams a lot more, because I think it's like, I think we literally do these live streams and we have a good time. We talk about stuff and like, I think if you hate my opinion on wrestling, it's okay if you guys don't watch me. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like my opinion on wrestling, that's completely fine. At the end of the day, CM Punk tonight on his promo, a lot of people didn't know this, but CM Punk shouted out Jim Cornette. But you have a huge sector of the world that hates Jim Cornette. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that's what's beautiful about this. You're never forced to watch me. You don't have to watch me. If you want to watch me, you can. If you love my opinions, cool. I don't have opinions for you to change your mind. I don't want to change your mind. I'm not here to convince you guys otherwise. I was just hoping somebody in the chat would show me how ratings are calculated, because I don't know. I swear to God, dude, I honestly don't know how they're calculated, so I don't talk about it because I don't know anything about fucking rating calculations. What I do know about, though, is that Roman possibly breaking Hulk Hogan's WrestleMania main event record. Listen, fuck Hulk Hogan, okay? But also at the same time, too, fuck Roman Reigns. I love Roman, okay? I don't fuck with Hulk Hogan. Never have. Never been a fan of Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, Bret Hart. I know it's shocking. That gets me a lot of heat. But what I will say is Roman needs to drop the belt. Roman's gonna have like a million. Roman is gonna have a million fucking more WrestleMania main events. Cody's gonna win the WWE championship, and Roman and Rock is still gonna main event over him. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, guess what, my friends? Roman's gonna always main event. Always. Always, always, always. Dean dropping another $2 super chat. Andrade match was on Viagra because that was stiff. Oh, dude. Him and Giovanni Vinci was incredibly fun to watch. I love that shit. I think Andrade's so cool. But it kind of goes back to what I was saying. Like, the match is fun, you know, it's good, whatever. But then even after the continuity aspect of things, when you have Andrade backstage with Dom talking, you know, I think my prediction's right. LDF, LWO, massive, massive, massive faction. Massive faction warfare at the pay-per-view. 100% I would like to see Andrade and Dom involved. And I don't know, maybe Dom is trying to convince Andrade to turn heel and go against Rey. I don't know. We'll see how they go about it. But I do think we eventually see Zelina Vega go up with Andrade. So I think Andrade is going to be a babyface, and that's how he's going to make that happen. I don't know, but I look forward to looking back at this, and I look forward to looking back at this and seeing how that goes. Dean, thank you again for your super chat. Appreciate you, bro. Real Take Wrestling, Omer dropping $1.99. He says, say it with your chest. Fuck Hulk Hogan. Dog, I say everything with my chest. That's the thing. I say everything with my chest because I think we have gotten to the point, unfortunately, within wrestling in general. Like, a lot of people don't realize this, but like with wrestling, it's like a popular opinion or unpopular opinion, and people will just have an opinion hoping that it falls into one of those brackets, right? Like, I understand why people like Hulk Hogan. I understand, like, when they grew up as a fan of Hulk Hogan, I understand why they liked him, right? I get it. Take personal life out of it. We're talking about like back in the day, back in like the 30s when Hulk Hogan was wrestling, you know, obviously satire. But when I see Hulk Hogan back in the day coming up and like he's this massive baby face and everybody loves him, I understand why people liked him. Now, me personally, I'm a 90s kid, right? So I watch Hulk Hogan very little. I mean, a little bit here and there, obviously, but like the way I looked at Hulk Hogan, I just didn't care for him. I didn't think he was that great. I didn't like Shawn Michaels. A lot of people are shocked to hear that. I didn't like Shawn Michaels. You know when I liked Shawn Michaels? I liked Shawn Michaels for some odd ass reason. I liked him when he was in the NWO on WWE Raw. Now, for a lot of people, they'd be like, what the fuck, right? But you got to remember my age at that time. That's how it was. I don't know why. A lot of people are shocked to hear that I didn't really care for Bret Hart. But it just wasn't my thing. Why? Well, I was a huge Undertaker fan. Kane, Undertaker, Paul Bearer. Don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know at all whatsoever why. Yeah, it's just the way it was. And keep in mind, like, there's nothing for me else to say about that. Fuck Hulk Hogan. If I met Hulk Hogan, listen, if I met Hulk Hogan and I had a conversation with Hulk Hogan, in the moment, Hulk Hogan would probably be very nice to me, right? And I'm a nice guy. But when I say I didn't rock with Hulk Hogan, I didn't rock with these guys, it's because I just wasn't a fan. But I also was a huge, huge fan of WCW's cruiserweight division. You know what I'm saying? It's just different. Like, my preferences in wrestling is different, and it always changed. And yeah. Just so you know, Devin, I don't block people in the chat, so that's not possible. I do not even have the ability to block you because I'm not sitting here clicking any buttons. And I can certainly tell you nobody timed you out. So, yeah, it was a nice try though. Nice try. Omer, thank you for the super chat again, by the way. It's going to be an exciting time period for WrestleMania. Obviously, we have a lot to get excited about, but what I'm most excited about is being able to talk about it with you guys. What I love about my live streams, is that we're going to have dialogue, because I think dialogue is great. I think nobody blocked you. I can specifically look. Your messages might not go through if you swear, but we don't block people. We don't censor people on here. You're allowed to say whatever you want. Because I genuinely don't care. I just think just for future references, I don't know, maybe you kind of like enjoy this whole thing of arguing. To me, there's not a thing about arguing. I'm not going to argue about wrestling. But I will tell you first and foremost, this goes to anybody. If you're going to ever say that I said something, show me the timestamp. Provide the timestamp, provide the clip for me, send it to me. And I'll give you whatever context you want in that clip. But that doesn't happen ever. It's never happened on these live streams. Not just in the live streams, in the videos. In the videos too, I've had people say, they're like, "Oh, you said this." I'm like, "Show me." I say, "Show me." It's fucking pretty clear as day. You don't hear me talk about people drawing or selling tickets. You know, yeah, if WWE and AEW are selling a lot of tickets, you might hear me talk about it, but you don't hear me talk about them not really selling tickets, because at the end of the day, unless we're having a conversation about things they can do to improve selling tickets, you won't really hear me. You really won't hear me talk about that kind of stuff, because at the end of the day, I think what I'm willing to spend my money or whatever, like not everybody is willing to. Economy kind of sucks. You know, people. I think one thing that you guys got to realize too with wrestling and stuff, and this is why I don't really care about the business aspect of those types of things, right? For me, right, I want everybody to stay in business, right? Why? We've had this conversation because it's my business to talk about wrestling, so I want more companies to talk about. But like at the end of the day, I think like WWE and AEW, like WWE is very hot right now, but that could change, right? But if the storytelling is good for me, why am I gonna? If I'm talking about a show and I talk about storytelling, why would I now make my arguments? Well, like, yeah, but like the crowd didn't show up. There's so much. Do you have a video called WWE will beat AEW in the ratings? Yeah. Yeah. I don't really get what the point is. There was a video uploaded 4 months ago on More Ango. Yeah. So what exactly is the point? Because I love the video in particular. November 10th, 2023, that's when the video dropped. Nick Hausman dropped a news article regarding WWE's internal beliefs that WWE will beat AEW Dynamite in ratings next year when WWE NXT new TV deal with the CW network kicks in. Do you think WWE will beat AEW in the ratings? Now, go watch that video. Go watch that video. See how fun this is? Took me 10 seconds. Do I have a video? Of course I do. Watch that video in its entirety, guys. 9.26. Well, 9:26. 9 minutes and 26 seconds long. Covering a news article that Nick Hausman of Wrestling House had released about WWE's internal beliefs. Of course, I'm going to talk about it. Come on, bro. You're reaching. Your arms are too short to box with God, my friend. Your arms are too short to box with God. That's crazy. What a crazy punchline by CM Punk tonight. Again, he just keeps dropping classics. You know, it was actually the first time that CM Punk just so you guys are aware. It was the first time that CM Punk kind of felt like AEW CM Punk tonight, which was kind of nice, to be honest. Because truth be told, he came into WWE, his promos have been good, but with AEW, they took off the cups. Yeah, bro. I'm done with the clown show. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that was fun. Fucking awesome. I love shit like this. We're going to have a great WrestleMania week. I'm fucking so geeked for WrestleMania, and I honestly feel so bad because OG Myra just dropped a $5 super chat. I didn't even read it. Myra says, I can feel the momentum with WrestleMania around the corner. Myra, you know who needs to join WWE? I know. I think you know where I'm going to go with this, but since you're OG, we've had conversations about this. Penta, Ray Phoenix, LAX, right? Obviously, Santana and Ortiz are not together, but Santana's a free agent. Yeah, I'm super excited about it. There's a lot of people that need to come to WWE. There's also some people that could benefit from WWE, like leaving WWE for AEW. But we'll see, man. There's a fucking great year ahead of us. I honestly, like, even if you guys watch the last few of my streams, not just WWE, but AEW as well, it just it has pretty much gotten to the point where I think it's just so fucking fire right now. Really fire. Myra, I appreciate you. It's been a minute since I heard from you, but I do appreciate you. And definitely appreciate you. Hopefully you're doing well. And chat soon. We'll be here for WrestleMania week, obviously, as always. Yeah. Thank you, Myra. Appreciate you. Yeah, Myra showed her face. Well, she showed up. She pulled up. It's been a while. I know the OGs are listening about it. But yeah, it's cool, man. It's fantastic seeing what wrestling has been, and I think tonight, I think one thing that was like really cool before we end the stream, one thing I really, really loved about tonight's wrestling show was it just seems like WWE continues to be laser focused. He seems to be laser focused, man. WWE, Triple H, laser focused. And I greatly appreciate that out of them. It just seems right. Lately, it's just been really good. Shout out to all of you guys, really. Y'all came through. Thanks, y'all. I appreciate the love. Myra dropped another super chat. Myra dropping a 10 bomb. That Santana interview, what did he say? Everyone's on the table. I think he goes to NXT, man. I think he goes to NXT. I think we see him at Stand and Deliver. But yeah, I think we see him. I think we see him there. And if everyone's on the table, TNA and NXT would be the most ideal for him. The thing that's nice about him going to NXT is the fact that right now with NXT, it could be kind of like another Dragon Lee situation. Go out there, like get used to the system, and then go to the main roster. But we'll see. You never know. Honestly, one thing too, it's like we obviously know that Santana's great, but for the longest time, we've known him as a tag team wrestler. So we'll have to see how that goes long term. You know what I'm saying? Like long term, how will a singles career? But he came back looking rejuvenated, more stacked up. And I think ultimately I'm geeked about that. I'm geeked about noticing, like, okay, the way I want to explain this, a guy gets injured. He comes back. He's no longer in a tag team, not really given the opportunity, but he comes back and he's completely re-envisioned himself to be a singles guy. And I think what's really dope about that is the fact that even though he wasn't given a chance, we know that there's a couple other spots that if given a chance we'll see what his real potential is, his real ceiling. That's how I like to look at it. Myra, thank you for the $10 super chat. Appreciate you. Appreciate you so much. Thank you. Juan Casanova Cruz dropping another super chat tonight, $2. How long do you think it'll take Kenny Omega to go to WWE? You never know. I mean, I never really thought Cody Rhodes would come back to WWE, right? But I think with Kenny right now, first and foremost, health matters. He's got diverticulitis. He's got to take care of that before we can even think about in-ring career. One thing about that, though, that we got to keep in mind with Kenny Omega is that technically speaking, he could leave AEW at any point, right? And I wouldn't necessarily be shocked. Nothing really shocks me in wrestling anymore. But I do think Kenny Omega, for his career and longevity post-wrestling, being an EVP in AEW just makes a little too much sense. Just a little too much sense. But if he ever went to WWE, now, who knows what it would be like, right? But WWE is stacked right now. They don't need Kenny Omega. I mean, even in AEW, technically speaking, they're not hurting for Kenny Omega right now. Like, they have Okada doing the elite thing. That's going to be a fucking cool storyline, by the way. When they do the Young Bucks and Okada beating up, Kenny Omega, whatever. Like, that'll be fucking fun. But we'll see how that goes. We'll see. You never know, right? How long do I think? I don't think it ever happens, but could it happen? Absolutely. Thank you, Juan, for the super chat. Appreciate you. Guys, get those last minute super chats in before we end the stream. We do about an hour-ish or so on Monday. I mean, that's kind of how we keep them going. But hey, listen, you're going to spam the chat, you're going to get the fuck tossed out. You want to be a normal person and have conversation like a normal human being? You could chill, bro. You want to spam the chat, though? You're probably going to get tossed out because now you're ruining the experience for my viewers. So it's as simple as that. The trolling is really actually not even that funny. Like, it would be I mean, if it was funny, I'd probably laugh and get a little bit of entertainment out of it. But at this point, it's like I see people in the chat complaining about you. So, fucking, yeah, I guess I could change my mind if I fucking want. You know what I'm saying? If I want to change my mind. Chester, you're good, bro. Chester, you're good. Oh, I did want to actually mention this too. I feel like I forgot to even bring this up. CM Punk is not the special guest referee, but he'll be on commentary tonight. After everything we talked about, we didn't talk about that. CM Punk will be on commentary. I think that's cool. It's going to be really funny when he has to say, it'll be really funny to see Drew McIntyre win the world championship and CM Punk has to talk about it on commentary. He made that really good pipe bomb thing. He dropped some bars. He goes, what did he say? He said something about, I will be, me being on commentary will make you both the most interesting you've ever been in the last 10 years. I see you, Cedric. You're a good mod. I apologize, guys. I don't apologize for what I'm saying because, for me, I respond to you guys. I have my dialogue. We're going to have people who like me and hate me, whatever. And I will address it either way. But I do want to apologize for you guys, for your experience, because I know in the chat you guys don't like seeing it. So shout out to Cedric. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the way I look at this is, there's going to be people who agree and disagree, and that's completely fine. I think one thing I've learned, honest to God, is that and I kind of said it earlier, life is too short for people to argue about wrestling shit. And I just see people's priorities in life are fucking weird. One thing that I've been doing really good with is not really being on social media too much anymore. Cause I just, being back in the gym, just being back in the gym, trying to get healthier and stuff. At the end of the day, I'm trying to enjoy life a little bit more. I don't know. Things could always be worse. And I think I just love I feel blessed. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I appreciate you guys obviously coming through. But yeah, I mean, the CM Punk stuff is cool, man. I love having conversations with y'all, and I love having conversations with you guys and just talking about wrestling. And we've been doing this every week now, and you're starting to see firsthand how great it's been. Wrestling right now is pretty fucking awesome. And it seems like every few months, there's like times where things get really, really good and then sometimes really bad. And right now we're in a hot period, and I think that's cool. So I don't know. I think we can leave it at that. And yeah, I don't know. I appreciate you guys spending your time with me on this beautiful Monday night. Well, now it's Tuesday morning. And am I going live for NXT? Probably. I'll probably go live for NXT. I can't see why I wouldn't. I can't see why I wouldn't go for NXT. Oh, David, what's your announcement? David Decker's got an announcement. Pee Wee, what's your question? When is Billy what? I don't know what your question is. When is Billy? We also have a Billy in the chat who is not the Billy that I would stream with. So I don't know what you're asking. I can't really answer that for you, you know? How do I feel about heel Roxanne Perez? That's fire. I love Roxanne Perez. I like her as a babyface, but the heel turn has been awesome too. I like her a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I like her a lot. She's great. She's a hell of a talent. She's gonna be a great main roster call up when it happens. I look forward to seeing what that looks like with her on the main roster. Likely on Raw. She'll be good. She will be good. Oh man. Justin. Yeah. Yeah. I do. It is funny that you guys remember this. Yeah. David, I'd love to hear that. I'd love to hear that, David. Love to hear it. Good stuff, David. Pee Wee, I don't know what you're asking me, unfortunately. I see you're typing in the chat, but I don't know what you're saying. Yeah, I think after I love Tiffany Stratton. Okay, bro, this is the part of the live stream that just completely goes off the wall. Okay, Cedric. So basically, people are asking where's Billy. I honestly do not know. Like, we have different schedules. You know what I mean? So that was kind of one of the reasons why we weren't streaming as consistent together. Like originally, at first, when I was bringing him in, it was just because of the way our schedule was. It was never going to be like a permanent or whatever. It was just more of a, hey, when you could stream, we'll stream together. You know. But I swear I haven't talked to him. I've been preoccupied with so much stuff too. It's Easter season. So I've been running around doing a lot of stuff, preparing for the holiday. So I haven't really been around, but when he's able to stream, you know, we'll stream, you know, whenever. So I can't force other people to show up. You know what I'm saying? It's just whenever. Our whole thing was, hey, whenever we can, we can. So that'll be we'll see how that all, you know. Right now, what is it? Tuesday NXT, Wednesday Dynamite. We'll have a different schedule starting, I think, in May. There's a new schedule that I'm releasing for live streams. But love you all, man. Appreciate you guys for showing love. Yeah, let's call it a night. I think we pretty much talked about everything. Raw was solid as fuck. Really good show. I know The TNA reviews, yes, Zach, but unfortunately, our good friends at TNA right now, they got some stuff to work on. So it's tough. It's tough because I wanna do more with TNA, but they're having a little bit of an issue with their distribution. So we'll talk more about TNA, but we'll see a restructuring to live reviews and watch-alongs for sure. Yeah. I think with the live streams, oh, guys, I see it in the chat. I'm not worried about people who are haters, by the way. I'm very content in my life. If you guys knew me and my personal journey, I'm not worried about some people on the internet being haters. Because at the end of the day, there's so much more beautiful life out there that exists. So Chester, Cedric, David, Dean, Andre, Zach, everybody, Justin, Keith. Shout out to all the OGs. Zach, another Zach, Zach Pack, Pee Wee. I mean, look, the list goes on and on and on. And appreciate y'all spending your time with me tonight. Yeah, I should be back tomorrow. Tomorrow for NXT. Then we got Wednesday Dynamite. Maybe we'll do TNA Thursday. Maybe we'll do TNA Thursday. I don't know. Oh, actually, no. TNA, no. I got a barber appointment Thursday. I will not be able to do Thursday, but we'll see. We'll figure it out. We'll get the schedule going, and yeah. If you're not in the Discord, get in the Discord. If you're not a member, become a member. If you're not following me on Twitter, become a follower on Twitter. That'll be really cool. And yeah. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for spending time with me tonight. Peace.